Lion Johnson. That Lion Johnson, I have to even use my internal microphone. Talk about Lion Johnson. I met him Edmonton. He's from Bahamas. So happens so I been to Bahamas before. So I seen Lion been to Bahamas. Said he more than been to. He from Bahamas, man. That's what he said. He from the Bahamas, man. I did not understand who, how, why, how. I don't know. I don't know how. Say he had me stuttering the way he go. Lion Johnson in the JD. Yeah, man, JD. I call him potato. You know, I very rarely am I eating potato. And it's watching JD. Lion Johnson, the rest of the crew. It's a big crew. It's the dad, the mama, the brother, the JD, the older one. It's D, Millwoods, E, Millwoods area. D have mama and little brother who now growing bigger in his thoughts and all his ambitions. You think Stacks and Millie don't understand that because Millie is 8% African of the same one William Roberts III is. So, but I am also a white man, and it's very hard to understand that, but I have been to the Bahamas. I lived Florida for many years. 7 years I lived in Florida. And then I was in the Bahamas. 1 minute you're in the Bahamas, the next minute you get to the root of things. Because everybody, the smartest one, searching up on internet, oh, how we come from Africa. We learn all of our roots. So everybody go back to the roots. So I learned that one from the get-go. That everybody in the root is everybody is back to their roots. But also we are English. Just staying English. I didn't start developing that language until I had met these ones that were really from the island. Like I started out just a small little French-Canadian kid here in Hillsburg, Guelph, Toronto area, had been up to Quebec and had been to New Brunswick and the others. Then he went down, and I even grew up in Tennessee. That's why I have the country accent as well. I didn't develop, I had known I had some sort of country accent in the beginning, but it wasn't until I went to Tennessee it started to really come out. At first I was ashamed of it, but then I had to realize that it was a part of me. At first I thought maybe, I said, no, this is really me. I sometimes talk like that and everything. But then, well, you had ones that were from Tennessee. And I had left Canada at that time. But then by the time I had gotten back to Canada or whatever, I realized, wow, no, my country accent is strong and sharp. I knew it was strong and sharp to begin with, actually. But that is really just when I'm in the mood to be just a hillbilly. And that's very rare. It's like, oh, all right, I will... You know, I'm just being lazy. We're eating a lot of food that night, that kind of thing. Then I will protrude that country accent on some. But then other times it's many other things. And a lot of people were in the same mood as we've seen. So it just so happens that I'm in the position I am in now after that. I should be in a much higher position, actually, the analysts say. He accidentally didn't take the 1,360 deal I had was supposed to get, and now we're working independent. He's doing great, but I'm going to take the deal the next time I know that. I'm going to take all the deals from now on. And I love all the sponsorships and all that. Those are great. So I know the economy is going to be getting right back to being strong and profitable, where it's going to be so healthy that, like, I was a fat kid and I did well. I mean, there were stories. Oh, the fat one wouldn't fare out and all that, but no, we had fat ones in our day too. We had that much money. You had your skinnier ones and you had your well-trained. You had your nerds, you had your jocks, you had every single type of one. But it's good to have that certain healthy aspect. No, it is. I was eating healthy. He's just the bigger one. Just to have one of those bigger ones. There's ones up here in Canada that are like a Great Dane, eh? I had never seen ones that big before. Like a Thompson. They were huge. I was like, damn, what are they eating? But no, the Americans have those ones too. Like that Bradley Martin and a couple of the other ones. Brock Lesnar especially is a big one. He's real big, actually, that Brock Lesnar, yeah. He's much bigger than a Thompson, but Thompson is like one of these big farmer ones. Big Great Dane, he's a huge man. Same with his son Cameron. Big man. Even the police are terrified of these ones. I mean, these ones, I don't know how they would ever get these ones. I mean, these ones are some big characters. That's Phil, the Grand Fillion. That's what they call him, eh? The Grand Fillion. He's much like a Ku Klux Klan leader. You know, the Grand Wizard. But he's the Grand Fillion. And he lives out there in Teeswater, eh? Rides a Golden Eagle. A Honda Golden Eagle. And I said, Phil, are you sure you want to portray this image on this media and all that? And he says, go right ahead, Stax. You know, it's who I am. I'm a bad mafia guy that runs a bad mafia family out in Teeswater. And that is what he told me. He didn't settle any business. He's nothing but a killer. And he says, there's nothing you could do to stop me. And I was like, at first I was like, yeah, sure, the police will. And then I was like, oh, holy fuck, eh? Yeah, he is that fucking mafia guy. Like, buddy, there's just some guys, eh? And he happened to have been one. I never knew that. That was a big eye-opener. I had just been a kid. Next thing I know, I hear, no, like I'm just a kid, right? I don't know how they're doing moves and all that. So I guess once you get in an apartment, no matter who you are, like, I was just a kid going to school, like a lot of people are. But it's a lot bigger than that. Or else you'll end up like one of these dead people. Or missing. Like, once you get like certain things like the new Xbox, all that, they got people, they like, when I learned it's like a slavery thing. If you don't have a gun and shit, you're not allowed to have this, you're not allowed to be that and all that. And they do it to real people until their heart friggin' stops and all that. They tried it, I don't know, they try it when you're young, and then when you think you hit 18, they still try to do it to you and shit. To an economical level. But I always didn't believe in that. I mean, if I believed in it, then that would screw me over. Like, Like, they intimidate people. They even intimidate me. And I've never even did anything. But I can't imagine some other kids that are less privileged, how much they intimidate them with the laws and everything. I mean, I was fairly privileged. And if I was any less privileged, I would have died. Any human would have died. And they do less privileged kids like that all the time. I seen that with that CJ out in Brampton, Toronto. He's famous in this Drake song, and he's like this bad guy. He goes and preys on the weakest characters at the shelter. Once I started seeing that in real life, see, when you grow up, you're like, oh, we're playing video games to make gold, right? And then if you're making a lot of money in real life or have a lot of money in real life, it's like the freaking video game, eh? And like, it's crazy. The map's crazy. I only know certain areas, so the guy you pay or whatever handles business and over here and there, and they handle business over here, and it's crazy. Like, if you're buying a $30 Domino's, it covers a certain thing, like, and all that. But it's hard to explain. But when you pay taxes and all that, it covers everything. That was always my gimmick with the pizza thing. I said, if you're buying food or you're buying from a certain restaurant, you get that certain restaurant's protection. They try hitting people with that. That's called street tax, okay? You start listening to the music, all that. They start saying like, oh, you're going to pay your... I paid so much street tax in the beginning. I thought it was cool. I was like, I'm listening to rap music. I'm going to pay my street tax. And I was getting like double charged. And I was like, I'm paying the street tax. Bro, are you stupid? That's just... And then you learn. That isn't fun. That isn't play money. That isn't play money. In the beginning, people get played, for real money. And shit like that. With the street tax thing and all that. Especially, they're a 17-year-old kid. I remember the cashiers used to punk me. Cashiers! I used to go in there, I'd have like $100. They'd fucking double charge me or put in a fake thing or whatever. And then I'd be like, hey, is that number off? But they'd be grilling me. And I'd be like, that doesn't add up. It's supposed to be 45, but it's 70. No, it's 70. And then you're basically like, all right, 70, thank you. And you're happy to have your groceries when you're young or whatever. That can happen too. That's happened here in Canada to me and shit like that. The fucking big certain ones or that other one, the Korean one. There was a Korean one. He used to take advantage of me. Thomas! And then there was all types. And then that was the worst of all time, was that one in Teeswater. I mean, I've lived in all different places. Cape Coral, Florida. I've lived in Linden, Tennessee. I've lived in Port Elgin. I've lived in everywhere. Toronto, Guelph. I've lived in Cambridge. He's lived in Calgary. He's lived in all different places I've been to. At least. And Teeswater had to be goddamn one of the worst. And it's right. And the funny thing is, it's only 55 miles south of me. Right? And it's right there, and it's so Ontario and all that. But I don't want to ever go back to Teeswater. It's like this place of its own. I would call it Canada's Lancaster. But from what I hear, there's a lot of these Canadian Lancasters. If you don't know what Lancaster is, that is like in Pennsylvania where all the Amish people live and all that. And that's how it is in Ontario. There's towns, Tommy, you never even heard of, that have all different things. They got all different hierarchies. How you going to fit in? You got to have a lot of money, first of all. Second of all, wouldn't it be cool to be in some remote town that you pretty much own I heard about that. So Phil was pretty nice to me or whatever. And it's like when you get to be an adult, and you're bringing all your money and you bought your house in that certain town and blah, blah, blah. And you've been there for 20 something or 40 years or whatever. And that's your town and all that. That is your prime, when you're in the prime. Like, I heard about that. Like, some people get it. There's a lot of people that get to experience, some don't. But it's like for a guy like me, you find this town that hardly has anybody in it. You're the main man in town and all that or whatever. They're usually in this really small, like, remote towns or whatever, maybe Northern Ontario or something, where it's like mostly women and maybe a few helper men or whatever, and then you got like you got your main guy or whatever, and he's the big boss, the cash cow. Because I've been cash cowing for 10 years now. He's been cash cow. So I think in another 10 years he's gonna be a certified cash cow when it comes to those things. Maybe. Certified cash cow, he's a certified cash cow. He's a cow that goes moo when he's earning all the cash you could earn for him too. He could earn with you as well, that's the cash cow. He's a cash cow. He is the cash cow. That's the cash cow. He's a cash cow. He's a singing, ring-a-dinging, blinging, Ramadean. Oh, he ain't Ramadean. He's the cash cow. Yeah, anyway. He is the cow with all the cash. When you need to make a dash, there's the cash cow. Do you need a cash cow? We could get you a cow that's making all the cash. Suck 'em dry, suck 'em for his stash. That's the cash cow. He's the cash cow.